Hello BookTube! I'm bringing you another haul today. As you will notice, the setting is a bit different. I realised that the lighting in my room isn't great, and these are all my read books behind me, all the ones you normally see in my unread books. So I'm going to try filming up here from now on. This is sort of my writing room, and it's a very bright room, so I thought it would be quite a nice setting. Also, I wanted, before I started this haul, to say a little bit. Not going to go into great detail, but obviously there's a lot of stuff going on BookTube at the moment, a lot of politics that are kind of above my head. I don't really understand the point. But anyway, I just wanted to say that what's come out of this for me, watching all these videos about the issue, whatever the issue is, I don't actually know, is the fact that I've realised in some of my negative reviews I've been very negative. And it's not nice to be like that. So from now on, I'm going to try and be careful with my wording and sort of and acknowledge that sometimes I won't like a book, but that doesn't mean it's a bad book. It just means it's not for me. And obviously, if my book was out there and somebody did a review that was so scathing, I'd be really upset. So I'm going to really make an effort not to do that anymore. So that was just a little side note. That's all I'm going to say on that. On to the haul. The first books I got this month are the two books that didn't arrive in my book depository order last month, which are Cinder by Marissa Meyer and The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Murakami. Have to say I was very impressed with book depository because it had been about a month, 5 weeks since these two books had been dispatched and they still hadn't come. So I emailed the book depository, and I have heard that they weren't great with returning or like dealing with issues such as books being lost in the post and things like that. So I was a bit sceptical, but straight away within a day they replied and let us know if the other copies arrive, but other than that we'll send you out some more. And these came within like 2-3 days of that email, so that was impressive. Had no issues at all, so that was really good. I don't need to say much about this. It's a retelling of Cinderella, a YA dystopian kind of thing. Everybody knows, everybody's read it. I'm late on the bandwagon yet again, so that's that one. And The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle is my first Murakami. Again, I've heard amazing things about Murakami, so I'm really looking forward to trying this one. I think Murakami's meant to be an amazing writer, so that's going to be exciting. And this gorgeous edition of Alice in Wonderland, which many people have already on BookTube again. So, yes, you've probably all seen this before. This was inspired when I read Splintered, and I just felt I needed to reread Alice in Wonderland because I've only ever read the actual text once, and I didn't overly enjoy it, but I read it in like a straight book format, so there was no pictures or anything like that. There was no wordplay. It was all just straightforward. So I think this is going to be much more enjoyable. I mean, there is gorgeous illustrations in here. Let me find you one like this, and I'm excited about that. And also, as gorgeous as this is, even under the cover, it is lovely. So yeah, really nice. I have to say I was expecting this to be bigger. It's only normal book size. For some reason, from seeing it on other people's videos, I thought it was like a big picture book, but it's not. I also got Lev Grossman's The Magicians. Again, most people have probably already heard of this. Again, I'm late on the bandwagon. The only reason I got this was because I did a silly thing on my wish list where I put, let me know if this drops in price or anything drops in price, and this dropped in price. So I felt then that I had to get it. Probably going to untick that box because I feel it is a disaster waiting to happen. Have to say this is a lot thicker than I thought it would be, but it is a mini edition, but I quite like it that way, and the spine is really pretty as well. So yeah, I've heard that's a bit of a more adult Harry Potter, so that'll be interesting, I think. Also got Because It Is Bitter and Because It Is My Heart by Joyce Carol Oates. Admittedly, I only got this because the title is so gorgeous. I just really like that title. But actually, on buying it, I realised I didn't know anything about it. It sounds quite interesting. It's all about sort of racial boundaries in the 1950s. I think it's about sort of a black-white relationship in that time, and obviously the issues that came with that. There's a murder in there as well. So yeah, that'll be good. I'm really hoping I'll enjoy this and get some more of hers. I think it's a floppy. It's a floppy. I then got Carson McCullers' The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. So this is about a deaf-mute man in a town in the south. That's about all I know of this. Oh, I'm so excited. I have to say this is probably my piece de resistance this month. It is Elaminope by Mark Dunn. Now, I found out about this because I'm doing an epistolary novel. I've already mentioned that before. And in doing that, I sort of started to research because I haven't overly read a lot of epistolary novels before, and this came up, and it's basically from what I can gather, it's a book written in letters, but as the book goes on, it's in a sort of dictatorship world where letters, like actual letters of the alphabet, are being banned. So the letters that these people are writing, they're having to write them, missing out certain letters of the alphabet. So that sounds really interesting to me, and I'm really excited. I'm surprised I've never heard of this before, but yeah. I also got Virginia Woolf's The Waves. I read Virginia Woolf this month, which you will see in my wrap-up, and wasn't a huge fan of the book I read, but I think it was the wrong one to start with, and I knew at the time it was the wrong one to start with, so I've only got myself to blame. But there was real potential in there, and there was real moments where I was like, yes, disappointed when I bought this, because I bought it in like a local sort of really lovely, one of my favourite bookshops. It's like a local little independent bookshop, and the guy in there is so friendly, and he always sort of loves the books I buy. And with this one, he didn't say anything, because I bought this one at the same time as another one, which I'll show you in a minute. And he was talking about that one, and then as I was leaving, he said, notice I didn't say anything about The Waves. That was hurtful. I've just bought this book. So yeah, upsetting. I don't really know what this one's about. I didn't even look. It was just, there was a few other Virginia Woolfs, but none that looked very appealing, as in cover-wise, and I wanted to get nice covers, so I picked this one up instead, because this is the same edition, the Penguin Classics, as I've got in the other one. Let's look at the back. Again, I think it's just about sort of social issues and stuff. And when I bought that one, I also bought Blanket by Craig Thompson. This is a graphic novel which I've already read, and again, you will see about this in my wrap-up. Pretty good, I have to say. I don't know if I'm the hugest graphic novel fan, but I liked it, and there were some really stunning pictures in there, so yes. And it's huge as well, but it doesn't take long to get through because it's a graphic novel. So yes, you'll see about that one in my wrap-up. I also I had a bad day at work, and then as I was walking out to the college entrance, I saw that there was a book sale on, so I ran back in and picked this up for 50p, because this was the only half-decent looking one there was, and this isn't really that decent looking. They're all in the sale because they've sort of been ripped, but I have to say I was a bit annoyed. There was a big sort of sticker with the price on it, as you can see, it left a mark, that it normally would have been, and then over that was the reduced sticker saying 50p. Took the reduced sticker off and realised it was only £1 to begin with. Never mind. This sounds like a sort of crime, thrillery, so that'll be good for when I'm feeling down, and I have been in a bit of a book slump recently, so this will pick me out of that, I imagine. So yeah, I had to cheer myself up, and I felt I had to buy something from the sale bucket that was obviously there to cheer me up after my bad day, I felt. Yeah. Also got The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. Now, I think I heard about this first on Friends. I'm pretty sure there was an episode of Friends that involved this, and I was watching one of my favourite films the other day, Beginners, which is really good, and they had a quote from The Velveteen Rabbit in it about the fact that you're not real until you're old and battered and stuff like this. And that really spoke to me, so I thought I'd pick it up. And yes, I've already read this. It was quite sweet. I don't know whether I should have bought it, but I have anyway, so never mind. Maybe one day I'll read it to my children. It's basically about a stuffed toy rabbit who is sort of loved. He's a Christmas present. He's loved for like a week, and then he's just thrown in the nursery with the toys that have sort of been more loved for a longer time. And the other toys in this nursery pretend that they think that they're real and stuff like this, and he sort of says to them, well, how do you become real? How can I become real? And yes, he ends up becoming real. Quite cute, yeah. I also got Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. Now, I know this title, and I don't know where I know it from. I think I've looked at it before and thought, oh, no, I don't want it. But I saw it in a charity shop, and I knew the title, so I just thought, oh, I'll get it. There was nothing else in there. I'm terrible. I have to buy something. And it's a book of essays about David Sedaris' life, really, and I didn't realise he's the one that wrote Naked, which is on my wish list. It's a memoir, so quite excited to have this one. I'm not a huge fan of books of essays, but they're quite interesting to pick up and have a flick through, so can't go wrong, really, and it's quite a pretty little book, so that'll be good. And the last 6 books I have here, yes, there's 6 more, there is. This happened because I was walking past a charity shop, and this is the one that had a stupid deal on the other month. I should stay away from there, because there was a big table of books, and it said, buy 3 for £1. Now, normally it's like books that I don't necessarily want, and sometimes I might, you know, pick some up just for the sake of it, but I could not stop myself. There was like so many I wanted. First one of these was Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. Another Virginia Woolf this month, which was in the other bookshop, but it was a really horrible copy, and this isn't the greatest copy, but 3 for £1 has to be done. This is the Virginia Woolf I really want to read. I watched the film The Hours, I think it's called The Hours, which I think is based on a novel that's based on this. Anyway, so yes, I want to read this about, it's about the life of Clarissa Dalloway. So yeah, excuse the barking. Also, I got The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. Now, I don't know what this is about, but I knew the title, and I have a feeling I'd wanted it. So, it sounds like it's about orphan children. A ghost story, apparently. Ooh. Yeah, so I picked that up as well, because why not? 3 for £1. I also picked up Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man in the Sea. Again, I don't know what it's about. Let's check. Sounds like not a man in the sea, really. But I'm trying to pick up a few Ernest Hemingways. I still haven't read him, but my collection's growing. I now have 3, so I should get around to reading him. Thing is, all these books are quite short, so I don't feel bad about buying them. Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. This is a really nice copy. Hardcover, nice one. I don't know what this is about, and I'm not even going to try and tell you because there's no description. But I know the name, and from what I can gather, I have Googled it, and it is a Russian translation. So I just know the name, Dr. Zhivago. So I picked that up because it was there, and it was 3 for £1. And I also picked up, now shame on me, A.S. Byatt's Possession. Now, I only picked this up admittedly because I needed an extra one, but I picked it up again because I knew the title and I knew the author. And it wasn't until I got out of the shop that I thought, I've got that book. I already have that. I bought that not even that long ago in a really posh, nice hardcover edition. Yeah, that happened. I also bought Tom McCarthy's C. Now, this sounded quite intriguing. It was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2010. And it seems to me about sort of technology and crazy stuff like that. Finally, the end of the haul. So this month I wasn't going to buy many books. Books just accumulate. I mean, where did all these come from? I do not know. I just don't understand. Now, we can eliminate 2 because they were from a previous buy, but the others I have no excuse for. Sorry. Bye.